Albert Einstein once said, "Everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its whole life believing that it is stupid." Have you ever related or felt like you've related to this quote? You see, oftentimes in our lives, many times, we begin to try things, we begin to experiment. We find out that we're not very good, or we haven't mastered the skill set to develop like an efficacy, to consider ourselves worthy. And then we quit, or even worse, we understand that we don't have the athleticism, or we don't have the wit, or we have never been able to actually put ourselves in a state of mind to think, so that prohibits us from trying. That is the judgment. See, that's the judgment that you place on yourself. And even worse, that is the judgment that you let the world put on you. It is the definitive definition of figuring out what you equate to and where do you find your place and how you stack up against the world of others that do the things that you may want to do or even try. And then you find out that you've been judged, and then ultimately what begins to happen is then we hang our heads. You see, this is the perpetual process, and as this process begins to grow and grow, we also develop a paradigm, and that paradigm influences every single thought that moves into our head. And it's not based on what ends up happening, but it's our interpretation of those thoughts. You see, the world is going to serve us a platter, but it's funny because this platter could have the same exact thing on it, and one person could see opportunity where another person sees nothing but obstacles. And that trajectory of where they end up going in response to that stimuli is going to be completely different. And the reason I say that is because we've spent enough time listening to others, listening to society, listening to social media, listening to our parents, listening to whatever it says that anybody and everybody that has an opinion based on the judgment of what you could or what you should be doing. And we allow that judgment to influence us. And I say no more. Do not be and do not let the judgment of other people influence and dictate exactly what you want. You see, if you want to be able to go somewhere, and if you care about your future, and if more importantly, if you have a red hot burning desire to become good at something, then what you have to do is you have to go find out what that passion is. What is that skill? Maybe it is playing a violin, and if it's that violin, you have to go, and you might have to go pick up a guitar, and you might have to pick up a piano, and you might have to pick up a drums. But the moment that you pick up that violin, you're going to find out what that is. And if you influence and let the voices of the other people tell you that you are not into music, you are not have a music sound, then you will never pick up that violin, and you will never be known as the world-class violinist. You see, maybe it has to do with sports, and maybe you're not very good at catching a ball, and maybe you're not very good at throwing a ball, but you might be damn good at kicking it. And if you are told by that teacher, by that coach, by that second coach, or by that other parent of another kid that you are no good and you should not play sports, that is going to penetrate your mind, and it's going to be toxic, and it's going to inhibit the progress, that forward progress that's going to allow you to eventually keep sorting, keep digging, keep searching, keep looking until you do find that soccer ball. And when you do find that soccer ball, that's going to allow for you to be able to step into your greatness, because maybe that's the thing that's going to allow you to wake up day in, day out and become better. So it is imperative that you put in those earplugs, put on that blindfold, mask out the negativity that you see. Step into your own judgment and let that judgment be fueled by nothing but the passion you have bleeding within your body, penetrating nothing but the essence of your mind, because everything else that people have to say is not a reflection of you, but their thoughts of what you may be capable of. Move forward, step up, and become the proverbial judge of your own life.